Shane Van Gisbergen completes his second Cup Series trip to Kansas Speedway and scores his first career top 10 oval finish. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel and welcome back to our video. As I just said a second ago, Shane Van Gisbergen has completed his second trip to Kansas Speedway in the Cup Series as a rookie and scores his first career top 10 finish. Now, early in the race, Shane Van Gisbergen actually qualified in 24th position, but he actually got a penalty early in the race during inspection. They were messing with the splitter on the car, a very similar penalty to Michael McDowell, and he would have to serve a pass-through penalty and actually perform a stop-and-go penalty. Once the first lap was completed of the race, Shane Van Gisbergen would actually have to come down pit road and actually would go a lap down because of it. But there was a caution came out early in the race, I believe for Cody Ware near the end of stage number 1. Cody Ware actually hit the outside wall. I think he had a flat tire, I'm pretty sure. Gets in the outside wall. This actually puts Shane Van Gisbergen back on the lead lap in this race. And slowly but surely throughout the event, Shane Van Gisbergen started picking up a ton of position. His car was not as good on the short run, but his long run speed was very impressive and really good. And he started picking up positions. He would get ahead of guys like Zane Smith, for example, who had a pretty good run going until he got caught up in a crash. He got ahead of guys like Michael McDowell, Daniel Suarez, Justin Haley, Kyle Busch early in the race. By the end of stage number 2, Shane Van Gisbergen was continuing to move his way toward the front, and when that Red Bull car would get himself inside the top 20, by the end of stage 2, he would actually come off the corner and be inside the top 15 or top 20, and I believe it was Denny Hamlin who would win stage number 2 here at Kansas Speedway. He won stage number 1 earlier in the day. He would end up finishing second in stage number 2. Stage number 3 is when some of the chaos started, and Shane Van Gisbergen actually, I believe, gained some spots on pit road at this point of the event and started charging his way up to the front slowly but surely and would be up around the top 15, top 16 area at this point of the event. He started passing guys in the middle to back half of the field and started getting a little bit closer to the front. By the time we got to the final 20-25 laps of the race, we would start seeing the final green flag pit stops of the race, around 40 or 50 to go. And unfortunately, I believe it was Kyle Busch or someone who actually got in the outside wash. It was J.J. Yeley, sadly, who spun in the infield grass and then spinning out there in that 44 car, bringing out the yellow and the caution. During the pit stops, he actually would gain some positions on pit road and jump from about 18th or 19th and jump inside the top 15 at that particular moment of the event. On the restarts, he would lose a little bit of track position. It seemed like his car wasn't that good on the short run, but like I mentioned, his car would be very strong and really good on the long run and would start charging his way up to the front once again. And with around 15 to go while running around 16th position in the event, a caution would come out with around 13 or 14 to go when Kyle Busch had an issue on his car, got in the outside wall, got some damage on his car. His chance to win the race, which wasn't really there to begin with, would unfortunately come to a close and an end. And Shane would then come down pit road and actually gain a few positions on pit road and jump into 12th or 11th position. On the next restart of the event, we would start seeing some carnage and chaos happen behind. Actually, early in the race, he missed a wreck that involved Ryan Blaney, Joe Logano, a couple other guys who were collected in incidents and crashes as well, including Austin Cindric as well. And would actually be inside the top 10 with around 15 laps to go in the event. And would jump up there when the final pit stop happened, jump inside the top 10, and would be around 9th or 10th position at that point. But then, chaos would ensue. On the first overtime restart, Carson Osbar ends up basically spinning out with 7 to go, and then you have the overtime restart, and the biggest crash of the day ends up taking place. Unfortunately, Zane Smith got flipped upside down, had an issue, and a bunch of cars careened into him, including, I believe, Josh Gray got collected in the crash, and a couple other guys got collected in the wreck as well, including John Hunter Nemechek. Their chance would basically be over, and Shane would continue being inside the top 10. And then on the final restart of the race, Shane Van Gisbergen would restart around 9th position in the event, and we saw an all-time and great battle right in front of him between guys like Bubba Wallace, Denny Hamlin, and Chase Elliott. On the final restart, Denny Hamlin, actually Christopher Bell, and Bubba would be on the front row. Bubba actually was able to get up in front of Christopher Bell, move up in front, and would lead on the white flag of the event. And then coming into turn number 2, Denny Hamlin got a really good run going down the back straightaway. Will get in the inside of Bubba, force him way up the racetrack. Chase Elliott gets a run to the inside, makes a move to the bottom, and is able to clear ahead of him. And Chase Elliott comes off the corner and picks up his second win of 2025, his 21st career NASCAR Cup Series win. And coming off the corner, Shane Van Gisbergen scores his first career top 10 finish on an oval by crossing the line in 10th position. A very impressive day for Shane Van Gisbergen. Again, first ever top 10 in the NASCAR Cup Series on an oval. He's been pretty good. He, of course, has top 10s in Xfinity Series competitions. That's nothing new for him to score top 10 on an oval. But to do it, especially after you got a penalty before the green flag even dropped and came back from being a lapper, almost 2 laps down at one point in the race, I got to say that is absolutely impressive for Shane Van Gisbergen. And you think about the races that are coming up for Shane Van Gisbergen very, very soon. Next week is the Charlotte Roval. We know that Shane Van Gisbergen is absolutely the favorite to pick up the win in the victory there because he's won the last 4 straight road courses, and I look for him to get his 5th straight road course win and potentially his 6th career Cup Series win as well. But I think runs like this, and you think about last week in New Hampshire too, Shane Van Gisbergen was contending for a top 5 and top 10 early in the event and was putting up an incredible performance in that race, but unfortunately got taken out thanks to Brad Keselowski making a bonsai, pretty dumb move if you ask me, to take him out of contention there, and he fell out of the race because of damage. Got back in the race, gained a few positions, I believe finished 32nd at the end of the day. But runs like New Hampshire early and runs like Kansas, that is huge confidence going into 2026. And this is what we want to see from SVG. We want to see him go out there and start improving and getting better on the oval. So that's going to be the ultimate goal for SVG going into 2026. Consistently get top 10s. Not just get top 10s once or twice on an oval, but get top 10s at least 5 or 10 times. Because if you're going to want to be a championship contender in the sport, you can't just be good at one type of track. We can't be good at road courses. You can't just be good at super speedways. You're going to have to be good at a lot of different tracks. We've been seeing him improve on a lot of types of tracks, and I really think that going into next year, I would expect that SVG is probably going to be fast, and I think he'll be a solid contender next year. I look for him to do a pretty good job in that Red Bull car. I'm looking for him to be a factor near the end of the season. He's going to try to close the season out on a strong note like it's been for him. He did a really good job, beat a lot of really good caliber of competition, nearly beat guys like Kyle Larson, was up there in that lead pack at the end, and for him to finish inside the top 10, again, an extremely impressive and a great performance from him today, and that's what we want to see. We want to see him get better, we want to see him get stronger, and continue to show pace and speed on a week-by-week basis. He delivered today, did a fantastic job. Congrats to him on an amazing and really, really good run. Also, by the way, congratulations Chase Elliott on picking up the win. A great win for him. 2nd win of the season, locked into the next one. Everyone talks about Chase Elliott being washed. A great run for Chase as well to pick up the win. A great finish for the Cup Series race as well. But I think this is a really significant moment. Congrats to SVG on scoring a really impressive and great finish and scoring a top 10 in the NASCAR Cup Series race at the race at Kansas. So, that is going to be today's special Shane Van Gisbergen video from Kansas. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video does go live on my channel. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Description below that, and comment your thoughts below on today's episode. How would you rate Shane Van Gisbergen's performance from today at Kansas Speedway? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And how do you think he'll do going into next year when we get to the rest of the ovals? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Tomorrow on the channel, I'm probably just going to be doing a video kind of talk about my experience from Kansas Speedway. Had a lot of fun today. We'll talk about that experience, a great experience today. Then on Tuesday, we're going to be going ham and catching up on a lot of NASCAR news. I'm probably going to split them into multiple videos. We'll just have to wait and see on that front. Then Wednesday, we'll probably do more NASCAR news content as well. Then Thursday and Friday, same thing. We're going to have race picks coming out on Thursday for the Charlotte Roval, and we just got a lot of really good content as we close out the remainder of 2025. We're going to the Charlotte Roval next week, which I'm not expecting that race to be like Kansas was, but I think it's going to be hopefully a really fun and great event coming up at the Roval. We had a lot of content coming on people like Haley Deegan, SVG, Carl Edwards, Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch, Bubba Wallace, Ross Chastain, Sheldon Creed, Sam Mayer, Frankie Muniz, Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, Ryan Preece, I mentioned Brad Keselowski, Cletus Zavarro. There's some documents to surface around him with Dodge and Ram. We'll also talk about Nick Sanchez returning to Big Machine Racing, Brock Feeney, Cam Waters, Will Brown, you name it, Daniel Suarez too, talking about his future a little bit, among other things coming out soon. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode. I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. And forgot to mention Connor's Village as well. So I'll see you guys there for more great, good content. Take care, everybody.